I stood in my own doorway, key in hand, staring at a woman I had never seen before. She was holding a dish towel. Her hair was pulled back in a loose knot. Behind her, I could hear children laughing. "Can I help you?" she asked. I looked past her into my house. My furniture was gone. There was a small table where my leather couch used to be. Drawings covered the walls. A child's backpack sat by the stairs. "I live here," I said. Her face went pale. That was how it started. That was the moment my life split in two. My name is Daniel Cross. I am 47 years old. I have built hotels in 7 countries. I have eaten dinner with mayors and signed contracts worth millions. But I had never felt as lost as I did standing in that doorway, looking at a stranger in my home. "I think there's been a mistake," she said quietly. "I think so too," I said. But neither of us moved. Let me go back 6 weeks. Before we continue, if this is your first time watching one of our videos, we'd love for you to hit that subscribe button. Your support means the world to us, and it helps us bring you even more powerful stories. I had been in Singapore, then Tokyo, then a week in Berlin for meetings that never seemed to end. I was tired. My back hurt. My assistant had booked me on 4 flights in 5 days. I just wanted to come home, take a shower, and sleep in my own bed. I had bought this house 3 years ago. It was a small place on a quiet street. Nothing fancy. 2 bedrooms. A little garden out back. I didn't need much. I was rarely home anyway. The taxi dropped me off just after 7 in the evening. The street was calm. A few neighbors were walking dogs. I could smell someone grilling burgers a few houses down. I pulled my suitcase up the front steps and put my key in the lock. It didn't turn. I tried again. Nothing. I stepped back and checked the address. This was my house. Same blue door. Same brass numbers I had picked out myself. I knocked. That's when she opened the door. Her name was Anna. Anna Wilder. She stood in the doorway with her arms folded, not angry, just careful. She had dark eyes and a face that looked like it had seen too much, but was still trying to be kind. "Who are you?" I asked. "I'm renting this house," she said. "I moved in 5 weeks ago." I shook my head. "That's not possible. This is my house." "I have a lease," she said. "So do I. I own it." We stared at each other. Behind her, a little girl appeared. Maybe 6 years old. She had brown curls and paint on her hands. "Mama, who is it?" she asked. "Just a man with the wrong address, sweetheart. Go back inside." But I wasn't at the wrong address. Anna invited me in. Not because she wanted to. Because she didn't know what else to do. I sat on a wooden chair that wasn't mine. She brought out a folder. Inside was a signed lease. A copy of a check. Emails with someone named Peter Lang. Peter Lang was my property manager. "He said the owner was overseas," Anna explained. "He said you wouldn't be back for at least a year. Maybe longer. He said it was a good time to rent the place out." I felt something cold move through my chest. "I never told him to do that," I said. Her hands tightened on the folder. "I paid first and last month," she said. "Plus deposit. I have receipts." I believed her. "Where's Peter now?" I asked. She shook her head. "I don't know. I haven't been able to reach him for 2 weeks." Of course she hadn't. Because Peter Lang had taken her money. And mine. And disappeared. The little girl came back into the room. This time a boy followed her. He was older. Maybe 9. He had serious eyes and messy hair. "Mama, can we have snacks?" the girl asked. Anna smiled, but it didn't reach her eyes. "In a minute, Lily." Lily looked at me. "Are you staying for dinner?" "No," Anna said quickly. "He's not." But I didn't move. I should have. I should have stood up, called my lawyer, told her she had 24 hours to pack. That's what most people would have done. But something stopped me. Maybe it was the way the boy, whose name I would later learn was Sam, stood close to his mother like he was protecting her. Maybe it was the way Anna looked at me, not with fear, but with a tired kind of dignity. Or maybe it was the drawing on the wall behind her. A house. A tree. A family holding hands. "How long have you been here?" I asked. 5 weeks, she said. "And before that?" She hesitated. "A motel. For 3 months." I didn't ask why. Not yet. I left that night without answers. I checked into a hotel downtown. I sat on the edge of the bed and stared at my phone. I should have called my lawyer immediately. I should have started the eviction process. But I kept thinking about the little girl. Lily. The way she had smiled at me like I was just another visitor. The way Sam had watched me like he was deciding whether I was safe. I didn't sleep much. The next morning I went back. Anna answered the door with wet hair and flour on her shirt. I'm making pancakes, she said. The kids are still eating. Can we talk? I asked. She nodded and stepped outside, closing the door softly behind her. We stood on the porch. The morning air was cool. Somewhere down the street, a lawnmower started up. I spoke to my lawyer, I said. Her shoulders stiffened. He says I have every right to ask you to leave. Today, if I want. She didn't say anything. She just looked at me. But I'm not going to do that, I said. Her eyes widened. I'll give you 60 days, I said. That should be enough time to find a new place. I'll stay somewhere else until then. Why? She asked. I didn't have a good answer. Because you have kids, I said. And because this isn't your fault. For the first time, her expression softened. Thank you, she said quietly. I nodded and turned to leave. Daniel, she said. I stopped. If you need anything from the house, she said, you can come by. Anytime. Okay. I walked back to my car. I didn't look back. But I felt something I hadn't felt in a very long time. I felt needed. The first week passed slowly. I worked from the hotel. I had meetings. I signed papers. I answered emails. But my mind kept drifting back to the house. I wondered if Lily was still drawing on the walls. I wondered if Sam was doing his homework at that little wooden table. I wondered what Anna did in the evenings after the kids went to bed. On the 8th day, I went back. I told myself I needed to check on the furnace. That was the excuse I used. Anna opened the door with surprise on her face. Is everything okay? She asked. Just checking the furnace, I said. It's old. Sometimes it makes noise. She let me in. The house smelled like soup. Something warm and rich. The kids were in the living room, building something out of blocks. Hi, Mr. Daniel. Lily called out. I smiled. Hi, Lily. Sam glanced at me but didn't say anything. I went down to the basement. The furnace was fine. I had known it would be. When I came back up, Anna was standing in the kitchen doorway. Stay for dinner, she said. It wasn't a question. Dinner was soup and bread. Nothing fancy. But it was the best meal I'd had in months. Lily talked the whole time. She told me about her teacher, about a boy named Marcus who always took her crayons, about a cat she saw on the way to school. Sam was quieter. He ate carefully and watched me when he thought I wasn't looking. Anna didn't say much either. But every now and then, she would smile at something Lily said, and I could see the exhaustion lift from her face, just for a moment. After dinner, the kids went upstairs to brush their teeth. Anna and I sat at the table. You didn't have to stay, she said. I know. But I'm glad you did. I looked at her. Really looked at her. She had lines around her eyes. Her hands were rough, like she worked with them. But there was something calm about her. Something steady. Can I ask you something? I said. She nodded. Why were you in a motel? She was quiet for a long time. My husband died, she said finally. A year ago. Car accident. We were renting a house, but I couldn't keep up with the payments after he was gone. The landlord asked us to leave. I'm sorry, I said. She shook her head. Don't be. We're okay now. We've been through worse. Where's your family? Gone. My parents passed when I was young. His family didn't want anything to do with us after he died. I didn't know what to say. I'm not telling you this for pity, she said. I just want you to know. We'll be out in 60 days. I promise. I believe you. She looked at me. Why are you being kind to us? I thought about it. I don't know, I said honestly. But that wasn't true. I did know. I was kind to them because I had spent 20 years building things. Buildings. Businesses. Projects. But I had never built a home. And when I looked at Anna and her kids, I saw something I had been missing my whole life. I started coming by more often. At first, it was once a week. Then twice. Then almost every evening. I told myself I was just checking on the house, making sure everything was running smoothly. But the truth was, I didn't want to be at the hotel anymore. The hotel was quiet, clean, empty. The house was loud, messy, full of life. Lily started leaving drawings for me on the kitchen counter. Stick figures of me and her and Sam and Anna. Always holding hands. Always smiling. Sam warmed up slowly. One night, I helped him with his math homework. He didn't ask for help. He was just sitting at the table, frowning at his notebook, and I sat down next to him. Need a hand? I asked. He looked at me like he was trying to decide if he could trust me. Then he slid the notebook over. We worked through the problems together. When he got one right, he didn't smile, but I could see the pride in his eyes. Anna watched us from the kitchen. She didn't say anything. But when I looked up, she was smiling. 3 weeks in, I fixed the back step. It had been loose for years. I just never got around to it. But one morning I saw Lily trip on it, and something in me snapped. I went to the hardware store. I bought wooden nails and a new hinge for the screen door that had been squeaking. I spent the afternoon working. Anna brought me lemonade. Sam sat on the grass and watched me. "Why are you doing this?" Sam asked. "Because it needs to be done," I said. "But it's not your house anymore." I stopped hammering. "It's still my house," I said. "I'm just letting you borrow it for a while." He thought about that. Then he picked up a nail and handed it to me. "Can I help?" I smiled. "Yeah, you can help." We worked together until the sun went down. One evening, Anna asked me to stay after the kids went to bed. We sat on the back porch. The air was warm. Crickets were singing. "I need to tell you something," she said. I waited. "I've been looking for a new place," she said. "But everything is too expensive. Or too far from the kids' school. Or not safe." I didn't say anything. "I don't know if I can find something in 60 days, she said. Her voice didn't break. But I could hear the fear underneath. "What if you stayed longer?" I said. She looked at me. "What? What if you stayed? Another few months. Until you find the right place." "Daniel, I can't ask you to do that." "You're not asking. I'm offering." She shook her head. "Where would you go?" "I'll figure it out." "This is your home." "It doesn't feel like it anymore," I said. And that was the truth. The house had never felt like home when I lived here alone. But now, with her and the kids, it felt like something I had been searching for my whole life. We fell into a rhythm. I would come by after work. Sometimes I brought groceries. Sometimes I just sat at the table and listened to Lily talk about her day. Anna cooked. I did the dishes. Sam started calling me Mr. Dan. One night, Lily asked me to read her a bedtime story. Anna hesitated. "You don't have to." "I want to," I said. Lily grabbed my hand and pulled me upstairs. Her room was small and bright. The walls were covered in her drawings. She had a shelf full of stuffed animals and a night light shaped like a moon. She climbed into bed and handed me a book. "This one," she said. "It's about a bear who gets lost." I sat on the edge of the bed and read. Lily fell asleep before I finished. I sat there for a moment, watching her breathe. Her small hand was curled around the edge of the blanket. I had never felt anything like this before. This quiet. This peace. When I came back downstairs, Anna was waiting. "Thank you," she said softly. "She's a good kid." "They both are." We stood there in the dim light of the kitchen. "I never wanted kids," I said. I don't know why I said it. It just came out. Anna didn't look surprised. "Why not?" "I thought they would slow me down. I thought I needed to build my career first. And then I was 40. And then I was 45. And I told myself it was too late." "It's never too late," she said. I looked at her. "Do you really believe that?" "Yes," she said. "I have to." I stopped going back to the hotel. It wasn't a decision I made. It just happened. One night after dinner it started raining. Hard. The kind of rain that turns streets into rivers. "You can't drive in this," Anna said. "Stay. I don't want to intrude." "You're not." She made up the couch for me. It was lumpy and too short, but I didn't care. That night I heard Sam get up. I heard his footsteps in the hall. Then I heard Anna's voice, soft and low, comforting him. I didn't ask what was wrong. But the next morning Anna told me. "He has nightmares," she said. "About the accident. About losing his dad." "Does he talk about it?" "Not much. He keeps it inside." I understood that. I had kept things inside my whole life. I started staying over more often. At first, just when it rained. Then when I worked late. Then just because. Anna never asked me to leave. And I never offered. We existed in this strange in-between space. Not strangers. Not family. But something. One Saturday, I took Sam to a baseball game. He had never been to one. His dad had promised to take him, but he died before they got the chance. We sat in the bleachers and ate hot dogs. Sam didn't talk much, but I could see him watching everything. The players. The crowd. The scoreboard. In the 7th inning, he turned to me. "Do you think my dad would be mad?" he asked. "Mad about what?" "That I'm here. With you. Instead of him." My chest tightened. "No," I said. "I think he'd be glad you're not missing out." Sam nodded slowly. Then he said, "I'm glad you're here, Mr. Dan." I didn't trust myself to speak. I just put my hand on his shoulder, and we watched the rest of the game together. That night, I told Anna about the game. We were sitting on the porch again. It had become our spot. "He's starting to trust you," she said. "I know. That scares me," she said. I looked at her. "Why?" "Because we're leaving soon." And when we do, he's going to lose someone again. I hadn't thought about it that way. What if you didn't leave? I said. She turned to me. Daniel, what if you stayed? Not just for a few more months. What if you stayed? This is your house. I don't care about the house. Then what do you care about? I looked at her. Really looked at her. You, I said. I care about you. The air between us went still. I care about Sam. And Lily. I care about coming home and hearing her laugh. I care about helping him with his homework. I care about sitting here with you and not feeling alone. Anna's eyes filled with tears. You don't know what you're saying, she whispered. Yes, I do. Daniel, we're broken. All three of us. We're still healing. We're not what you think we are. I don't need you to be anything, I said. I just need you to be here. She closed her eyes. I can't let you give up your life for us. I'm not giving it up. I'm choosing it. She looked at me. And for the first time, I saw something other than sadness in her eyes. I saw hope. But hope is a fragile thing. A few days later, Anna found a letter in the mail. It was from Peter Lang's lawyer. Peter had declared bankruptcy. All the money Anna had paid him was gone. There was no way to get it back. She sat at the kitchen table, staring at the letter. I'm sorry, I said. It's not your fault. I should have been more careful. I should have checked on him. It's not your fault, she said again. But I could see the weight of it pressing down on her. What are you going to do? I asked. I don't know. I sat down across from her. Stay, I said. She shook her head. I can't. Why not? Because you're not thinking clearly. You're lonely and we're here, and it feels good. But that's not the same as love, Daniel. How do you know? Because I've been married, she said. I know what love looks like. And this is something else. Her words cut deeper than I expected. What is it then? I asked. Kindness, she said softly. You're a kind man, and we needed kindness. But that doesn't mean we belong here. I wanted to argue. I wanted to tell her she was wrong. But I didn't. Because maybe she was right. Maybe I was just lonely. Maybe I was trying to fill a hole in my life with someone else's family. I stopped coming by as much. I told Anna I was busy with work. She didn't argue. Lily asked where I was. Mr. Dan is working, Anna told her. But he always comes for dinner, Lily said. Not anymore, sweetheart. I heard about it later from Sam. He came to my hotel one afternoon. I don't know how he found me. He stood in the lobby, hands in his pockets. Can we talk? He asked. We sat in the corner, away from everyone else. Did we do something wrong? He asked. No. Then why did you leave? I didn't leave. Yes, you did. I didn't have an answer for him. My mom cries at night, he said. I can hear her. She tries to be quiet, but I know. Something twisted in my chest. Why is she crying? I don't know. But it started after you stopped coming. He looked at me with those serious eyes. She likes you, he said. And I think you like her. So why are you acting like this? It's complicated. No, it's not, he said. You're just scared. And he was right. I was scared. I was scared of wanting something I didn't deserve. I was scared of stepping into a life that wasn't meant for me. But most of all, I was scared of losing them. That night I went back. I didn't call first. I just showed up. Anna opened the door. She looked surprised. Tired. Beautiful. Hi, I said. Hi. Can I come in? She stepped aside. The house was quiet. The kids were already in bed. We sat at the kitchen table. I'm sorry, I said. For what? For pulling away. For making you think I didn't care. She didn't say anything. I do care, I said. More than I've ever cared about anything. And that terrifies me. Her eyes searched mine. I've spent my whole life avoiding this, I said. Avoiding connection. Avoiding roots. I told myself I didn't need it. But then I met you. And Sam. And Lily. And suddenly, everything I thought I wanted felt empty. Daniel. Let me finish, I said. I know I'm not Sam and Lily's father. I know I can't replace him. I would never try. But I want to be here. I want to be part of this. If you'll let me. Anna's hands were shaking. I'm scared too, she whispered. I know. What if it doesn't work? Then we figure it out. Together. She closed her eyes. A tear slipped down her cheek. I don't want to need you, she said. I don't want to depend on anyone. You don't have to need me, I said. But maybe we could want each other. Maybe that's enough. She opened her eyes. And she smiled. It was small. Fragile. But it was real. Things changed after that. Slowly. Carefully. Anna didn't ask me to move in. And I didn't offer. But I was there. Every day. I fixed the leaky faucet. I painted Lily's room the color she wanted, pale yellow like sunshine. I taught Sam how to change a bike tire. We ate dinner together. We watched movies. We played board games that Lily always won because she made up her own rules. And late at night, after the kids were asleep, Anna and I would sit on the porch and talk. We talked about everything. Her husband. His name was Michael. He was a carpenter. He loved to sing, even though he couldn't carry a tune. He made her laugh. "I don't want to forget him," she said one night. "You won't. But I'm starting to feel happy again. And that feels like betrayal." "It's not," I said. "He loved you. He'd want you to be happy." She leaned her head on my shoulder. "I think I'm falling for you," she whispered. My heart stopped. "You think?" I said. She laughed softly. "Okay. I know." I turned to her. I touched her face. "I'm already there," I said. And I kissed her. It wasn't desperate. It wasn't rushed. It was soft, gentle, full of promise. When we pulled apart, she was crying. But she was smiling too. 3 months later, I asked her to marry me. Not with a ring. Not with a big speech. We were in the kitchen. She was making soup. I was cutting bread. "Marry me," I said. She looked up. "What?" "Marry me," I said again. "Not today. Not tomorrow. But someday. When you're ready." She put down her spoon. "Daniel, I know it's fast. I know it's complicated. But I don't care. I want to wake up here every day. I want to be the one who helps Sam with his homework and reads Lily bedtime stories. I want to be yours." She was crying again. "Yes," she said. "Yes. Yes." I pulled her into my arms. And for the first time in my life, I felt like I was home. We got married 6 months later. It was small. Just us and the kids and a few friends. We stood in the backyard. The same backyard where I'd fixed the step. Where Sam and I had worked together. Lily was the flower girl. She took it very seriously. Sam stood beside me. I asked him to be my best man. He didn't cry, but I could see the emotion in his eyes. Anna wore a simple white dress. No veil. No fuss. She was the most beautiful thing I had ever seen. When the officiant asked if I took her to be my wife, I didn't hesitate. "I do." And when he asked if she took me, she smiled through her tears. "I do." We kissed. Lily cheered. Sam clapped. And I realized something. I had spent my whole life building things. But this was the first thing I had built that mattered. The first year was hard. Not because we didn't love each other, but because love isn't always easy. Sam had bad days. Days when he missed his dad, so much he couldn't get out of bed. Days when he pushed me away because he felt guilty for letting me in. I didn't push back. I just stayed. Lily had nightmares. She would wake up crying, asking where her daddy was. Anna would hold her. I would sit on the floor beside the bed and tell her stories until she fell back asleep. There were moments when Anna and I argued. About money. About discipline. About whose turn it was to do the dishes. Normal things. Married things. But we always came back to each other. 2 years in, Sam called me Dad for the first time. We were in the garage. I was teaching him how to use a power drill. "Can you hold this, Dad?" he said. I froze. He froze. Then he looked at me. "Is that okay?" I couldn't speak. I just nodded. He smiled. Small. Shy. And I pulled him into a hug. Lily started kindergarten. Then first grade. Then second. She made friends. She learned to read. She brought home art projects that we hung on the fridge. One day she asked me, "Are you my real dad?" Anna and I had talked about this. We knew it would come. "I'm your dad now," I said. "But you had another dad before me. And he loved you very much." "Do you love me?" she asked. "More than anything." "Okay," she said. And she went back to coloring. It was that simple for her. I wished it could be that simple for me. 5 years after we met, we went back to the motel. Not to stay. Just to see it. Anna wanted to show the kids where they had lived before. It was still the same. Peeling paint. Broken sign. A parking lot full of cracks. Sam stared at it. "We really lived here?" "For a little while," Anna said. "I don't remember it," Lily said. "That's okay," I said. "You don't have to." Anna looked at me. "Do you ever regret it?" "Regret what?" "Coming home that day. Finding us." I took her hand. "Never." She smiled. And we drove home. 10 years after I found them in my house, we were still there. The house had changed. We'd added on a room. Fixed the roof. Painted the walls. But it was still the same house. Still home. Sam was 19. He was in college, studying engineering. He called every Sunday. Lily was 16. She was loud and funny and full of life. She wanted to be an artist. Anna's hair had more gray in it now. So did mine. But she was still the same woman who had opened the door that day with flour on her shirt. And I was still the same man who had been lucky enough to walk through it. One night, we were sitting on the porch. It was late. The kids were asleep. Do you ever think about how different things could have been? Anna asked. What do you mean? If Peter hadn't scammed us. If I had found another place. If you had kicked us out. I thought about it. All the time. Me too. She leaned against me. I'm glad it happened the way it did, she said. Me too. We sat in the quiet. Thank you, she said. For what? For choosing us. I kissed the top of her head. You chose me too. I used to think love was something you found. Like a treasure. Like a destination. But I was wrong. Love isn't something you find. It's something you build. One day at a time. One choice at a time. I didn't plan to fall in love with a widow and her 2 kids. I didn't plan to become a father at 47. But life doesn't care about plans. Life gives you moments. And it's up to you to decide what to do with them. I could have walked away. I could have called my lawyer. I could have protected myself. But I didn't. I chose them. And they chose me. And we built something beautiful. If you're listening to this, maybe you're like I was. Maybe you think it's too late. Maybe you think you've missed your chance. But I'm here to tell you. It's not too late. It's never too late. Love doesn't have a deadline. Home doesn't have an age limit. You just have to be brave enough to walk through the door. Even if you don't know what's on the other side. Even if you're scared. Especially if you're scared. Because the best things in life are always on the other side of fear. My name is Daniel Cross. I'm 57 years old now. I have a wife who makes me laugh every day. I have a son who calls me dad. I have a daughter who draws pictures of us as superheroes. I have a home. Not because I built it, but because I chose it. And it chose me back. That's all any of us can ask for. That's all any of us need. Thank you for listening to this story. If it touched your heart, remember this. Second chances are real. Love is patient. And sometimes the best thing you can do is open the door. You never know who might be waiting on the other side. Please subscribe and like for more story like this.